7 of the best books for entrepreneurs and aspiring entrepreneurs. Number 1, The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clausen. Most of today's books echo advice that was originally given in this classic. Now, this book dispenses financial advice through a collection of parables set in the ancient city of Babylon. Think Hanging Gardens, Tower of Babel. The characters in the parables learn simple lessons in financial wisdom. Originally, this book was a series of separate informational pamphlets that were distributed by banks and insurance companies, but then they were bound together in 1926 and published. One of the famous quotes is, "Our acts can be no wiser than our thoughts. Our actions start as thoughts." Is basically what this is saying. And another quote is, "A part of all you earn is yours to keep," which emphasizes the importance of paying yourself first. Rich Dad Poor Dad says this. Tony Robbins mentions something like this. And of course, this quote, "A man's wealth is not in the coins he carries in his purse, it is the income he buildeth, the golden stream that continually floweth into his purse, and keep it always bulging." It's about developing the system, not just having money. Number 2, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. This was written in 1937 during the Great Depression and promoted as a personal development self-help book. It's probably one of the most popular self-help books out there. Hill writes that it was inspired by a suggestion from Andrew Carnegie, who is the American industrialist philanthropist who led the expansion of U.S. Steel. He's often referred to as one of the world's richest people. Towards the end of his life, he gave away 90% of his entire fortune, which was estimated to be worth $350 million. Now, this book is based on Hill's earlier work, The Law of Success, which is said to be the result of more than 20 years of studying many individuals who amassed huge personal fortunes. Hill studied their habits and drew some 16 laws that could be applied for success. Think and Grow Rich condensed these 16 laws into 13 principles. Notables include the mastermind principle, which is the importance of having others to discuss ideas with, and then also know very clearly what you want to go, all about goal setting, establishing the direction that you want to go so you can know when you do succeed. By Hill's death in 1970, the book had sold more than 20 million copies. By 2015, more than 200 million copies have been sold worldwide. Some notable quotes include, "Set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. The way of success is the way of continuous pursuit of knowledge. A quitter never wins, and a winner never quits." Rich Dad Poor Dad, What the Rich Teach Their Kids About Money That the Poor and the Middle Class Do Not, by Robert Kiyosaki. This book was released in 1997, and it advocates the importance of financial literacy and financial independence. It focuses on building wealth through investing in assets and by starting and owning a business. This book is also written in a style of parables, ostensibly based on Kiyosaki's own life, where he focuses on two people, one his quote-unquote poor dad, and then the other his quote-unquote rich dad. Now, his poor dad worked a job as a teacher, whereas his rich dad built businesses, and he focuses on the difference between these two. Some notable quotes include, "There is a difference between being poor and being broke. Broke is temporary. Poor is eternal." If you realize that you're the problem, then you can change yourself, learn something, and grow wiser. Don't blame other people for your problems. Winners are not afraid of losing, but losers are. Failure is a part of the process of success. People who avoid failure also avoid success. The 4-Hour Workweek by Timothy Ferriss. Escape the 9-to-5, live anywhere, and join the new rich. Now, this book was a game changer for many when it was released in 1997, and it spent more than 4 years on the New York Times bestseller list. The main concept of this book deals with lifestyle design, and it repudiates the traditional deferred life plan of working brilliant hours, taking few vacations for decades with the hopes of saving enough money to be able to relax only after retirement. The concepts described were developed when Tim was working 14-plus hours a day on his sports nutrition company called BrainQuicken. Frustrated by overwork and almost at a point of burnout, he took a 3-week sabbatical to Europe, and he developed a streamlined process of checking email once per day and outsourcing small daily tasks to virtual assistants. He focuses on financial independence, location independence, and time independence, and how all of these can be achieved through the use of technology. Some of my favorite quotes include, "People will choose unhappiness over uncertainty. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference, and the opposite of happiness is boredom. Focus on being productive instead of busy." Start with Why by Simon Sinek, how great leaders inspire everyone to take action. This book was published in 2009, and it starts with the comparison of the two main ways to influence people. Number 1 being manipulation, and number 2 being inspiration. Cynic argues that inspiration is the more powerful and sustainable of the two. He says that people are inspired by a sense of purpose, or why, and this should come before the how or the what. He calls these three the triad, known as the golden circle. Why is at the center, followed by the how and then the what. The how represents processes or methods, and the what is the results or outcomes. Some of my favorite quotes include, "People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it." There are only two ways to influence human behavior. You can manipulate it, or you can inspire it. Happy employees ensure happy customers, and happy customers ensure happy shareholders, in that order. Ready, Fire, Aim by Michael Masterson. 0 to $100 million in no time flat. This book was published in 2008 by self-made millionaire and best-selling author Michael Masterson. In it, he shares his knowledge about how to guide a small business through the 4 stages of entrepreneurial growth. Michael Masterson has helped start and develop dozens of multi-million-dollar businesses, including those with revenues exceeding $300 million plus. He talks about why selling is your first priority as a business owner, the handful of numbers that are critical to every business, when to cut your losses short, and when to let your winners run. Here are a few of my favorite quotes. Without sales, it is very hard to sustain an ongoing business. Consider this to be rule number 1 of entrepreneurship. The purpose of a front-end sale is to acquire a new customer. The purpose of a back-end sale is to produce a profit. Getting things going quickly is more important than planning them perfectly. The obstacle is the way. The Ancient Art of Turning Adversity to Advantage by Ryan Holiday. This book was published in 2014 and is loosely based on the Roman philosophy of Stoicism. The title of the book is drawn from a quote from Meditations, a series of personal writings by Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, in which he says, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Holiday expands on the idea that how we respond to obstacles is what defines us. The book uses many historical anecdotes from politics, commerce, sports, and history, including figures like Theodore Roosevelt, Demosthenes, John D. Rockefeller, Amelia Earhart, Laura Ingalls Wilder, and Steve Jobs, among many others. The book slowly made its way through the community of professional sports after being read by a number of prominent athletes and coaches. On their way to the 2014 Super Bowl victory, Michael Lombardi and Bill Belichick of the New England Patriots are said to have distributed copies to their staff and players. Similarly, in 2015, the Seattle Seahawks also distributed copies to their players. Some favorite quotes are, "There is no good or bad without us, there is only perception. There is the event itself and the story we tell ourselves about what it means." Focus on the moment, not the monsters that may or may not be up ahead. The obstacle in the path becomes the path. Never forget, within every obstacle is an opportunity to improve our condition. Want to see our entire list of books for entrepreneurs? Click the second link below in the description for more. If there's any you think we should include on our list, feel free to comment below. If you're looking for an unbelievably easy way to start your first online business, then please click the first link in the description below, which will bring you to this page, and there you'll find our 4-day blueprint on how to build an online business with affiliate marketing. So if you don't know what affiliate marketing is, or anything about building an online business, and this is really a great course. It takes you from beginner to advanced in just 4 days. If you sign up here with your name and email, that's all you'll be asked to provide. You will immediately get access to the first lesson, and it's right here, and it will be taught by Franklin Hatchett. Now, if you don't know who Franklin Hatchett is, he is a guy who's taught extensively on everything from Shopify dropshipping, affiliate marketing, Instagram ads, Facebook ads. He is an expert and by far one of the best in the biz when it comes to building a sustainable business and driving traffic. Now, rest assured, at the end of this course, we're not going to try to upsell you to some $1,000 course or something like that. In fact, we don't ask you to buy anything. So really, you have nothing to lose from taking this course. As I mentioned, it's completely free, and the vast majority of the methods taught require little or no upfront investment. This is a great way to make an online business if you're just starting out, especially, even if you've tried in the past and had not really the success that you're looking for, this is a great way to finally achieve the success that you deserve. This is one of those businesses where once you get it going, it can easily replace your 9-to-5 income. And then after that, you can just scale it to the moon if you want, or you can focus on other projects with the confidence that comes from knowing your monthly expenses will be met. And that's a great place to be. So I highly suggest checking it out.